Off the Air Podcast, Episode 3, Bryhana and Mando.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
What's
Bri?
up?
I'm excited. Podcast, Off the Air, numero tres.
Mm-hmm.
And, last week we talked about us talking about the best of not just the year, but the decade, the last 10 years. Can't believe it, man. 2020
It's crazy.
It's officially here, man.
Yeah, and it's been one heck of a ride, that's for sure.
What do you say has been your favorite personal moment of the decade? No pressure.
Ooh, of the decade?
Yeah.
I would say being on air.
Yeah.
I think for me, like, you think having your own show takes years. And it took years, but I was able to do it within that time frame of the decade. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You?
I would have to say two things that happened this year. Can I say that? Can I
Go ahead.
say two?
Yeah. We were going for just one, but
one.
that's fine.
All right.
Do both.
So,
do two.
Earlier in the year, I got recognized by Forbes. That was big.
That's huge.
For me and my personal career. And then at the end of the year, just recently, like 2 weeks ago, got the key to the city to my hometown of Southgate. You got to say it like that
I
every
love
time.
how you say it the same every time.
Yeah, you have to say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, those I think have been like highlights for me. And I feel like the last 10 years I worked up to get something like that, you know, and it feels like it was like a graduation moment for me. And then the Cali 93.9 morning show also happened this year.
You want to say two more and make it 5?
We got a new HQ here at Hubwav.
Okay, all right.
We kicked off a new podcast, with
exactly.
Bryhana. I mean, it's been a great year and a great decade. We talk about music every day on the radio and hip hop. Who would you say is the best rapper of the year?
Obviously, this goes to DaBaby. I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
I would definitely say.
Why would you say that?
I just feel like I see him everywhere, not even just social media, but just like even at the station. I feel like he's always there. I feel like we always play his songs. Oddly enough, I actually went to his concert yesterday.
Nice.
And I think it was interesting though too, because I feel like he had such a big year. He's such a big artist, but the venue, I wouldn't have chosen the Shrine Expo.
Huh. That's where I graduated high school.
The Shrine?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. What? That's such a random fact. But what do you think about that venue for an artist for his caliber?
I think it is a little surprising. It's a vintage.
That's a good way to put
right?
it. Yeah,
it's a vintage theater. So yeah, no, it is a little surprising. I feel like he can do something way bigger and way cooler.
Yeah, for me, I think too. So like the tickets, there's no like VIP or general. It's just like everybody has one ticket. It's all floors, so you can go upstairs.
Admission,
so you can go upstairs or downstairs.
And you want a VIP, right?
And for me, I'm not used to that. So my sister's like, as long as I'm there to see DaBaby, that's all that matters. But we ended up being on the top. People are pushing. I'm not used. We're used to either being backstage or like VIP. That sounds super bougie, but can I just be honest? I mean, come on.
I'm used to bottle service. I'm used to diamonds just floating on my cup my cup.
And not just that too. He's such a big artist, and he's so little that you see him hopping around.
Hence his name, right?
Yeah, DaBaby. But he has so much energy. So even though with the venue being the way that it was, even though I was on the top, in the back, I could still feel his energy, which was great. He's so his energy's on 1,000. The crowd wasn't that great. I feel like LA crowds are very hit or miss.
You're right. They could be too cool for school. Most times I feel like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
What would you say? Was that would you say that was an industry event, or it was just
No, I honestly was a lot of college students because it was on USC campus.
SC,
and I thought, okay, these kids are going to be super excited. He had his daughter in his hands and he was telling everybody to put their hands in the air. They literally did probably for half a second. And I was like, this energy is just whack. But for what he was getting, he was pushing all types of energy, which I appreciated because I would have been over it, to be honest, because the crowd was that whack.
Man,
I'm gonna be honest.
no, that sucks to, but it's not his fault, you know.
Yeah.
It's the crowd, the vibe.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see like 2020 for him because 2019 was such a huge year that I could only see like arenas, honestly.
Yo, the baby has. I would definitely agree with you when it comes to rapper of the year. He kind of brought back the Jabberwockies career too.
It's true.
Kind of made a comeback for them.
I know.
Just being in that music video. Shout out to the Jabberwockies.
They were at Rolling Loud with him too, I think.
Yeah. You know I was a Jabberwocky?
No.
Yeah, back in America's I'm serious. Back in America's Best Dance Crew.
You were not.
I was a Jabberwocky. A lot of people don't know this. It's a fun fact.
I never know if you're lying or not.
Yeah, I'm
face.
lying. But
yo, what the heck?
Speaking of comebacks, let's talk about like best comeback of the decade.
I already know. I want to hear yours.
I think we're on the same page on this.
I think so.
We'll say it at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Tyga. Ron Lita, Scarface, Al Pacino.
Tyga.
Tyga. You know what? Tyga is killing it. He, I feel like, was killing it at like early 2009.
Young Money days.
2010. Yeah, Young Money days. Chris Brown mixtape days.
Absolutely.
Deuces days.
And then he like stopped once he got with Kylie.
Yeah. I mean, even when he was with Cali though, he was winning. Not musically.
I don't think so. Not musically.
But I think he was winning in life.
Yeah, but then he had to get back to his music, and now he's really killing it.
Yeah, man. I definitely would say Tyga, and then travel DJ, tour DJ of the year. Got to go to DJ Sour Milk.
Absolutely. This guy's been everywhere, and he always posts McDonald's in every place he goes.
The thing is, by the way, Sour Milk is a buddy of ours. Fellow LA leaker, family, I should say, and he DJs for Tyga, and he doesn't eat anything that he doesn't eat any veggies, and then he doesn't eat anything that's like too risky. So he won't he doesn't do sushi. He doesn't he hates lettuce and anything that is a veg. That's my brother, But so everywhere he goes, he in his eyes, the safe thing to eat
is McDonald's. That's hilarious.
Like overseas.
I'm like, how are you still like not overweight and you always eat crazy food?
Oh man, he has horrible eating habits.
But he runs a lot, so that's his thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tyga had the best comeback of the decade, I say.
Now, I know Tyga was trending a lot over the last, couple years. Who would you say is the artist that trended the most? Trending artist of the year? Who would take that? Trending
artist. Definitely A$AP Rocky, but not for the music, which is crazy. For everything else, when he was in Sweden, honestly, what happened yesterday, his sex tape leaked.
Yeah, which
I haven't seen, by the way. I don't think I want to, based on the memes.
Yeah,
it's looking kind of bad for him.
Yeah, I heard he was weak.
He was weak, which is sad because he's so beautiful, and he has such a great energy about him. Like last time I met him, he smelled my hair. He
like
cuddled his head in my hair.
Is that beautiful energy or is that creepy?
Well, he was so sweet. Well, he's just I think he's just a beautiful soul and person that you can't think of it as creepy. It's A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky's just like every girl loves him because if I walked up to a girl and
absolutely not. Don't even try.
Your hair smells so good. They'd be like, creep?
Yeah, he would be creep mode for sure. Yeah. But A$AP Rocky can do whatever. Not in that regard, but just as far as smelling hair. No. Look.
Yeah.
I was like, let me clear this real quick.
I would say A$AP Rocky. I would say Kanye West. I think Kanye.
Yeah.
When it comes to the decade, for sure, I would say Ye. But I feel like Ye's very strategic. Like, yes, he had these like crazy like flip out moments on TMZ and things like that. He talked about mental health, and we kind of saw. I believe in in '09 ish is right after his mom passed.
Yeah.
So right after that, we saw a crazy transition for him, and he was in the news a lot. Aside from his music, 'cause I think his music was great. There's some albums. Yeah.
But I mean, overall, he's just such a hardworking man. He has his ups and his downs about what he's going through. Like, I personally don't know what it's like to lose my mother, and I don't want to, knock on wood. But like, as far as just being a businessman overall, you know, just like Yeezys and his whole like his brand and things like that. Like, he's really been killing it in that aspect. So you have to give it to him when it comes to that. As far as his music goes, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I think with this last album,
we were both at the Jesus is King.
Yeah. And we got to hear the songs right away. And I remember when I heard the Chick-fil-A close on Sunday.
Chick-fil-A?
I looked at you and I'm like, yo, is this
I think we both were like, all right.
Real?
I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. But then it also made me want to listen to all the other songs. I'm like, if this is one song, then let me hear what he has left. You know. So
no, I look. Kanye is my favorite artist, and all the guys here know that Ye is my favorite artist of all time.
Okay.
But I do feel like sometimes he makes it very difficult to be a Kanye fan.
Yeah.
He says a lot of outlandish things, and that's what I loved about him was, you know, he'd be at a show, he'd stop the music and be like, hey, be great, like F the haters, you know, be great, you're a legend, blah blah blah, and he'd like pump you up, like, yeah, that's right. You would like walk out of there like this is inspirational. Like you just walked into like out of a motivating speech or something. Like that was the Ye that I love, that he was, you know, very outspoken. But then he started saying like, you know, Donald Trump is the best human alive or whatever. I'm not quoting him. I know that. I don't think that's the correct quote. But you get me. Then he started doing these crazy, you know, started wearing the MAGA hats and
that's when it started getting a little weird. So,
yeah. And that's why, you know, that's why I think he, in my opinion, takes the trending artist of the decade. Now, you know, we're talking about the decade here. Who would you say is the best artist of the decade? Best artist of it's a tough one.
Not really.
No?
Beyonce for me. Just because, I mean, I just love her music. I love the way she performs. She's like untouchable. And I wouldn't even say I'm like Beehive, like I would be all for, like, I'm not part of the Beehive or anything, but as far as like talent goes, all around, just phenomenal, I would say.
Yeah, Beyonce is, for anyone that has ever seen Beyonce on stage,
all of a sudden, Beyonce.
she's the best performer alive.
Yeah,
men or woman alike. I mean, you can't compare. She's like her own being. You know, on stage, there's no one like Beyonce.
Yeah.
So I would say my pick would go. I don't think you're ready for this one.
I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. You see what I did there? You guys see what I did there? Yeah, transitioning
Crickets.
to anyway.
Okay.
Bruno Mars.
Oh, okay.
Bruno Mars, I think, is the artist of the decade, in my opinion.
And why is that?
I think Bruno Mars changed music in the sense of brought different types of genres, even like past genres. Like when he started, was it what is it called? Something Hooligans. Something in Hooligans. I can't
Sing
remember.
Sing it for us.
When he, Just the Way You Are. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Just the way you are. No.
Wow.
No.
I don't really think that was the pitch or the range, but it's okay. You tried
it.
But
darling, I still take a grenade for you.
Oh, there we go.
Remember
That's
Grenade?
Still not the pitch. Yeah, Grenade. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember him singing
never
like
do
that,
karaoke with you.
Yeah. Singing karaoke, I'm more of a performer.
Oh.
Like less of a voice thing.
Vocalist.
Right.
Right.
More of I like to put on a show.
We know. We get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I would say Bruno Mars would take that crown from me. He's an amazing performer. I think if we're talking artists and performers, I would do Beyonce and then Bruno Mars. On stage, dude is incredible. Have you seen Bruno before?
Yeah.
Yeah. He kills it. Kills it.
Beyonce, then Bruno.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, I kind of do. I don't know any other man who's like actually. Nope.
Who?
Chris Brown.
Nope.
Really?
I disagree.
I went to the Chris Brown concert and I was just in awe. Granted, I was right there, so I really got to feel everything. Just the movement, just the production, the dancers.
Yeah.
Everything was phenomenal. I felt like I was at like a theater show. Like you could just see every little aspect of what's going on. And he sings a lot of his hits. He has a lot of hits.
No, he has endless amount of
endless.
Hits. I'm sure he cuts the mic and people are still like, yo, you didn't do this or that. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you're into, really.
You know what? I think Chris Brown could have been the greatest artist of all time.
If the Rihanna situation didn't happen.
Now, I mean, I don't want to go deep into the Rihanna thing. That's when I stopped being a fan, really, of his person, his music. I think, he makes great music.
Yeah.
But the same thing could be said about R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's a great artist. He made great music. But I disagree because of what who he is as a person. So that kind of like diminishes. It kind of like flushes everything out for me. The fact that Chris Brown, did that back then. Granted, people were gonna say, "Oh, that was a long time ago. He was young."
I mean, I'm not even saying that. I was just thinking talent wise. But I mean, you're right. Talented. Now that you're bringing R. Kelly into the picture, no.
I mean, Ignition remix. Think about it.
I don't even want to talk about him in general. He's not even worth the conversation of this podcast.
But Chris Brown has so much talent.
Yeah.
That I don't even think he really goes into the choreography of his show and his tours. I think dude just goes up there and just freestyles the entire thing because he's that talented.
Yeah.
Because he'll like go up every time, it's just to go up and just do his little thing, and then everyone's like, "Oh, damn, he's incredible," and he is incredible. But I think a full show, a full choreography and vocals, and I would have to give it to Bruno.
Wait, does Bruno? He plays instruments too, no?
Yeah.
See, Chris Brown doesn't do that.
Step your game up, Chris Brown.
Yeah, step your game up.
I'm kind of it was kind of crazy that he hosted the yard sale at his actual house this year as well.
Yeah, he did. And Charisma DJ, shout out to her. Dang, all of our DJs, they're fire, huh?
Yeah, man. We're out here.
She did some check-ins with me there, and like he was selling like name brand stuff like Jordans, for instance, for like $10. Which I thought was phenomenal. I didn't get a chance to go up there because I was on the radio, but I think that's pretty cool. Like there was an intern who grabbed like a bunch of like Gucci and like really cool stuff for like the low. She said she only spent like $50 and got like 7 things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very, I thought he was going to be selling things for like hell of expensive.
No, everything was cheap. I don't think anything was like over $25 or something like that.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah.
Because I know he had a lot of designer stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know who needs to do that?
Who?
Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian. I would be there.
You'd go, yeah, you'd go there?
Sorry, I have to be there.
Imagine
their closet. Like what?
You'd be there early in the morning?
Yeah.
You'd be like, rise and shine.
Okay, so now all of a sudden you're a singer?
So, we're talking about, we talked about best, what was it? Best comeback. We talked about trending artist, best rapper of the year. Let's talk about best collab.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do the year. Best collab of the year. Who would you give that to?
I want you to go first.
I'm gonna say 21 Savage and J. Cole. A lot.
Ooh.
A lot. Yo, J. Cole. Everyone here in Hubwave HQ knows that I think J. Cole is talented, but his music, for me, it was never really like, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I think it just wasn't for me. But
wait,
this
where
year,
are you going with this?
Listen, J. Cole as an artist just wasn't for me. His music was not for me. However, in 2019, I changed my perspective in my mind, and I think J. Cole's dope. After a few, you see that looking at me like, what?
Yeah. After what?
Yeah. I think he's this year he really redeemed himself with his features. I really like, but I've always liked his features. Like when he came out with, Siri's always listening.
Wow. She's tapped
Siri,
I'm podcast.
I'm not talking to you. When he came out with All I Want Is You, the remix to Miguel's song, that's when I was like, okay, J. Cole's dope too. But maybe he's one of those rappers where his features are better than his albums.
What?
Silence.
Everybody's like walked away. I think the cameras just shut off. What?
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm kidding. But I do think
you're turning red.
That his features are great. Yeah. But again, I think this year really stood out for me. His career, his music really stood out for me in 2019. This year.
Okay. Anyways, I would say
21 Savage, J. Cole, a lot.
Okay. I would say for me, on chill, Jeremiah and Wale.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Jeremiah as an artist is very slept on. Granted, I'm from Chicago. He went to school there, but I think like he kills it every single time he features. He'll be on the radio when he's featured on a song, but not his song alone. So I think on every song that he features, he always just blesses that song with his vocals. Just saying.
Do you think his features are better than his actual music?
Unfortunately, I think that's what people think as a whole, as a collective. For me, I would say his albums are tight, but I probably wouldn't listen all the way through, for being really honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at me like that.
You know what? I think there are artists who have dope features.
Yeah.
I've heard that from, I don't agree with it, but I've heard that from like people who aren't the biggest fans of like Big Sean. Like they say his features are dope, but his albums are eh. I disagree.
What do you think about Berserk?
I really like Big Sean and his music. Berserk, I thought it was good. I thought it was fire. I thought we were gonna play it more, but I feel like I was the only person that really liked that song like that at the station. What do you think of Eminem in 2019?
I don't know what's going on with him. I feel like I don't know. He seems like he's going through a lot.
What do you say that
with him and Nick Cannon?
Nick Cannon won this battle that Eminem has taken no part of?
I mean, because he's family, I would say yeah.
We're team Nick Cannon.
I would say yeah.
Yo, Nick Cannon.
Honestly, what I want to see a rap battle of Eminem and Nick Cannon. That would literally go viral. I think that would be a great way to end the year.
Man, that would be dope.
If Eminem goes on Wild and Out, history.
Oh, that'd be big.
That would be amazing.
That'd be smart too for both of them.
Yeah, for both of them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nick put out this amount of music back to back. I'm like, okay, all right. But my whole thing too is like, how do you find the time? Nick does so much. Right. It's crazy. But yeah, Nick Cannon. He's family, so we gotta support our fam.
Yeah, man. I like Gigolo. Remember that song? I'm a gigolo.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. More singing.
I can sing all day, guys. I'm available for quinceañeras and baptisms, weddings.
Are you?
Or mitzvahs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to hire you.
Link below if you want to book me. Let's talk about the top 5 artists of the decade. Top 5.
Go.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going with in order or just
whichever. I don't think we should do order. I think we should just.
I'm gonna do Drake. I'm gonna do Beyonce. I'm going to do
stealing my stuff.
Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Kanye.
Huh.
That's 4, right? And that 5th one goes to.
5th one goes to.
Man.
Drum roll. You have 5 seconds.
I'm gonna go with because she's had, I think, a big decade.
Yeah.
And I think she deserves for people to put more respect on her name.
Ooh.
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj would be
I'm not even gonna respond to that because I don't want the barbs coming for me.
top 5 of the year, of the decade.
You really
of
think
the
Nicki
decade.
Minaj?
Yeah, I think Nicki Minaj, top 5
I'm interested to see everybody's
artists
faces here.
of
Top
the decade.
5
I think
of
she
the
deserves
decade.
that, man. I mean, think
The
about
last
it. Like,
album, name 3 songs. Did I just put Mondo on blast? First of all, what's the name of her last album?
I don't recall. However, I do feel that she gets a lot of hate, you know, because of her personality. And
Yeah.
now that Cardi is in
Have
the
you met her?
game, yeah, she was sweet. She was sweet to me.
Yeah, she's sweet. I love her.
Cardi gets a lot of love because she's hot right now. And
Right now?
Cardi
She's been holding her weight since the show.
Cardi has been hot for the last 2 years, right? But prior to that, who lined up Cardi to that moment? It was Nicki. Like, she designed that entire woman, powerful rapper / artist / entrepreneur. Like, that whole thing was Nicki Minaj.
Her time was really around the time of Lady Gaga because nobody was doing the things that she was doing as far as like the dressing weird part, like even the fashion, you know? But within the past 3 years, top Nicki Minaj songs.
It's yeah, I can't off the back. I can't, but I'm sure they're out there.
Okay, I'm gonna say my top 5 artists.
I'll Google them after. And
We're keeping this in there too. We're not taking this out of the
Instagram story for everybody to know
Oh
what
my
she's
God.
done in the last 3 years. Okay,
I would say
top 5.
Drake, obviously Beyonce, of the decade, I would say Cardi B.
Of the decade?
Of the decade, Cardi B is, yes.
She's only been around for like...
That's fine. She's going to continue to be around. I guarantee her personality.
We're not talking about the future decade. We're talking about this
this decade. She's done way more than a lot of other female artists.
Okay.
Host on TV shows. Like, Anne has a mother. Anne has been touring. Anne has been on movies. Like, come on now. She's been holding her weight.
Okay.
She came in strong. She said turbo engine, you know? Okay, so 3.
Turbo engine?
Yeah, turbo engine. She just went crazy. And from like a reality TV show at that, it's so phenomenal. You're making me lose my train of thought.
So to recap, you said Cardi, Beyonce, and Drake.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Of the decade. Man, this is tough.
The last 10 years.
So like all the way back to what year? Oh yeah, 2010. 2010. So like, who was big back then too? I'm trying to think. This is really tough.
Chris Brown? Would you put Chris Brown on there?
I was thinking about it, but then after you were talking about the Rihanna situation, I don't know. I feel like there's nobody who's been like super consistent. Damn. That's just like they'll come in, peekaboo. Maybe
Peekaboo.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, yeah,
He's fire, and Kanye West.
and Kanye.
Yeah.
Those I can't disagree with you. I think
Yeah.
Travis Scott is a great artist, and he's done a lot, man. And even Travis, before he was in the platform that he has now, he was doing a lot of stuff with and for Kanye West.
Right. So it makes sense.
So yeah, I think he was part of a lot of previous albums.
Yeah.
For Ye. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If I can I do a 6-man?
No. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
J Balvin.
I was gonna say that too,
J
but he's
Balvin.
only been around for.
No, J Balvin has been.
Well, I've only.
Has been. Yeah. No, he crushed it in the last, like, you're right, like a Cardi B vibe, but maybe like
Yeah.
the last 2-3 years. But he's been around for many years, and I feel like the reason why Latin music, Latin trap, reggaeton, the reason why it's in that place right now, the reason why there's a new radio station in Los Angeles, Cali 93.9, reggaeton y más. The reason why all of that has popped up it's because of, I'm gonna say, like J Balvin and what he did for that entire Latin genre, and for Latinos just period. He's had some big songs.
He's featured on a lot too.
Yeah, no, but he's and you know what his what really makes him stand out is that he was sort of like a Pharrell-esque vibe and fashion and like that street style sneakers. Like he was an artist because before reggaeton, back in like when it came out, I would say like mid 2000s, it was all about like it was like a New York street baggy clothes type of thing, and then Balvin, what he did, he kind of reinvented the reggaeton wheel, if you will, and he just changed up the entire game, and I think he deserves to be the sixth man.
You
if
really
not
feel
in my top
passionate
5.
about J Balvin.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. Balvin's a good dude. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching episode 3. Hey,
I was like,
careful with that one. Can we blur that one out? I don't want anyone coming at us. I'm Mando Fresko.
I'm Bryhana. Have a great
happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a great Christmas. We love you guys, and this was fun.
Yeah, we'll
see you next year.
2020, baby.